Cleo. Greg's not here. He's at college.
Can I come in anyway?
I don't think it's a very good idea, love. Look, you ought to go back to your foster parents.
I don't want to.
Is your suitcase full of records and CDs, Cleo? Eh? Cleo shook her head and tears rolled down her face. Hey, now come on. Cleo, what's in your case?
All my things. I've run away from the Collins, Mr. Harris. I don't like it there anymore. Can I stay, please?
Alec didn't know what on earth to do. He let her inside, looked up and down the estate to see if any of the neighbours were watching, then closed the front door. He began to feel some discomfort in his middle regions again, after attempting to console Cleo. He picked up the telephone and dialed the number for Foxvale District Council, and asked to be put through to the planning office where Carol worked. He quickly explained what had happened and urged his wife to come home fairly soon, if she could. When Carol eventually arrived, she was not in the best of humour. She'd had a lot of time off work lately, and her boss had made it quite clear to her that it was wearing a bit thin.
Where is she?
She asked her husband abruptly. In the kitchen having something to eat.
So why's she run away from the Collins?
Well, your guess is as good as mine. I've tried to get it out of her, but she won't tell me anything.
I'll get it out of her.
Look, Carol, let's just be a bit gentle with her, eh?
Gentle? She turns up here out of the blue. You, as a result, get me home from work. I'm not in a gentle mood, Alec. If you can't find another job and I lose mine, then we've just about had it, haven't we?
You're not in danger of losing your job, are you?
If I have any more time off, I am, yes.
Oh, sorry. Carol paced around the living room and then headed for the telephone in the hall.
Do you know where their telephone number is?
The Collins? No, I ain't got a clue. Perhaps Greg's got a note of it somewhere.
Like where? Because one thing's for sure, we've got to get them over here to sort this out.
Carol rummaged through the pieces of paper on the telephone table. She found nothing. Alec went up to Greg's room via a visit to the bathroom, had a look through his things, but had no luck in finding a telephone number for the Collins.
Of course, there she is sat in our kitchen, eating our food, and neither of us even thought to ask her if she knows the number.
Oh, she's not going to give us it, is she? If she's run away from them.
Well, then she's going to have to be told the reasons why, isn't she?
Look, hang on, Carol. We don't know the reasons behind this, do we? Let's leave it until Greg gets home. Maybe he can sort it all out. Brenda Cook came down the back steps of the bakery flat. Barry was already sat in his car. She fastened her coat, opened the passenger's door and got in. Is this such a good idea, Brenda?
Well, if your landlord won't listen to you, then maybe he'll listen to me.
I doubt it. He started up the engine and the car slowly pulled away from the curb and down to the corner of the green by the Boar's Head. He turned it onto the Carthampton Road.
Let's be honest, what you're wearing, Barry, stinks.
It's all I've got to wear. Rest of my stuff's in flat.
Exactly. So if we can persuade this customer to at least let us in to pick up your clothes, even if it means leaving the rest of your stuff, then something will have been achieved.
Aye, but we're wasting our time. He's an awkward cuss. I'm going to have to cough up that £500. That's all I can do.
You dare? You're seeing a solicitor tomorrow if I have to drag you there myself.
Oh, well, I can think of better things to do on Bank Holiday Monday.
So can I. But I'm fed up of seeing you in that jacket, shirt and tie.
Oh, don't worry, I'm fed up wearing it.
Look, I'll tell you what we'll do afterwards. As it's a nice day, we'll pack a picnic this afternoon and take ourselves up Acre Down and sit on the White Horse and relax. There's a lovely view from up there, Barry, all across the Fox Vale.
Collingbourne Tuck had decided to take advantage of the good weather and was sat in his front garden in a deck chair. He'd just woken up after a short nap and the newspaper he'd been reading prior to that was on the ground, and various pages had fallen in different directions around his feet. As he came to, he noticed the upright figure of Major Harcourt walking past his gate. The Major raised his left hand as an acknowledgement of seeing the old man.
Nice bank holiday weather for a change, Mr. Tuck.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, you're absolutely right.
Collingbourne struggled up out of the chair and walked up the garden path towards his gate.
Be you doing anything special today, Major?
I'm taking my wife to see our old friend the Earl of Langford, actually.
Oh, that's very nice. How is he these days?
A bit arthritic, but still very sprightly, much like yourself.
Oh, that's a beautiful house and estate, Langford Manor. Got a lot of ties with Great Ferringham, Snow Major.
Yes, Lord Langford still commands a lot of respect in that village.
My sister Phyllis was in service there years ago, Her was assistant to the cook.
Was she really? Is she still alive?
Oh, yes. Her lives over at Steeple Ashton near Trowbridge now. By the way, was yesterday's hunt successful? I heard the hounds across the fields there.
No, it wasn't successful, but very invigorating and a good turnout too.
Oh, good, yes. Well, and I hear you've had a bit of trouble over at Hampton Woods then. Somebody's pulling down trees.
Yes, that's right. Damn them. I'm desperately trying to see Fred Partridge about it.
Well, he claims he ain't got nothing to do with it. He says he's getting his logs from elsewhere.
Oh, no, I'm sure it's not him that's doing it over there. He's a tidy worker at logging. Always was. These tykes made one hell of a mess.
And if you don't mind me asking, Major, why do you want to speak to Fred about it?
Well, I want him to tidy things up over there, and I'll pay him too. But every time I try to see him, he appears to hurry away from me.
The Friday before Bank Holiday, the day when Cleo turned up at Carol and Alec's, Greg had gone around to the Collins house in Cartampton to try and see them. They weren't there, and there were no replies to his telephone calls every time he tried. Cleo still wouldn't say why she no longer wanted to stay there. She had originally settled in well, and as Greg confirmed, they were a nice family. Perhaps there was a fault on the line, but it did appear very strange that they hadn't contacted the Harrises to find out whether Cleo had turned up there when they realised she was missing. Something was definitely not right. Carol said, however, that the social services would have to be informed, but that Cleo could stay at least until Tuesday. Bank Holiday Monday was drawing to a close. Barry Dixon would have to be back at work the next day, but he still had nothing to wear. The visit to his flat had been a complete waste of time, as he'd suspected it would be. Brenda, as promised earlier, packed a picnic, and the pair of them had strolled up the steep slope of Acre Down above the village and settled down on the eye of the Foxvale White Horse, enjoying the view. What I think I'll do is have a discreet word with me boss tomorrow. He's already been giving me funny looks about me claws.
Perhaps he could offer you some advice.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
What about the newspaper's legal department? Or maybe, why don't you do a feature about this sort of thing?
What's a possibility? Hey, is that an ancient ruin up there?
Yes, it's the old Benedictine Priory. Or was. Do you want to go up there?
Oh, I wouldn't mind. It looks fascinating.
Oh, it is. It's also got a ghost. That of a monk.
Carol and Alec's attempts at taking Greg, Noel and Cleo out for a bank holiday afternoon had been a bit of an abortive attempt. They went to Longleat to see the lions and look around the house. Alec wanted to go inside Doctor Who's TARDIS, but had to keep looking for the gents as well. They arrived home at about 6:30, and as Carol opened the front door and entered, she found a note lying on the doormat.
Good grief! Alec, look at this note. It's from the Collins. They've been here, and we've missed them.